Aspen, if no one had ever seen you play a soccer game, how would you describe your style?
I would say that I'm a very dynamic player. I like to push the ball forward at times, but also am a person that always looks for the pass.
You look to pass first
Yeah.
instead of shoot. And then you take a lot of restarts. You do a lot of things with the ball. Scoring, is it overrated in soccer in some ways?
In some ways it is. I think that I've learned that through Jewel. Sometimes you don't have to be the person that scores. As long as the team scores, that's the most important thing.
Right. Well, you do a fine job handling the ball, setting other people up, no question about that. How about defensively, though? What's your role on defense?
So my role on defense is to cover basically their other team's outside mid or their outside back.
Right, right. Do you like playing on the outside more?
Yeah, it's been an adjustment. I've always played throughout like club soccer in high school and for my first couple years here in the center midfield. And I've moved out wide, and I've come to really like it.
What's different about it?
I have more space. The sideline, I had to adjust kind of not being in the middle of the field. It was weird when I got the ball that I couldn't look both ways to pass, but I really liked being able to go out there and play there.
So are you more oriented to going to your left, is what you're saying, when you're handling the ball now?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, and it helps to be right-footed depending on what side of the field you're on.
Yeah. So I play right mid, but sometimes I'll have to use my left foot to cut inside instead.
What would you say your top attributes physically are? What do you bring to the field?
Obviously my restarts are a big thing. My dribbling skills. I'm pretty quick on the ball, quick thinking, quick dribbling.
And how about mentally? I guess quick thinking falls into that, but at this point of your career, do you see the field better than you did, say, several years ago?
Oh, yeah. It's a big difference in seeing the field mentally. I also think that within the past couple years, I've now become a person on the field that's more encouraging than I have been before.
Yeah. As a senior, that's kind of part of your role, isn't it?
Yeah. So I've kind of transitioned into more of an encouragement on the field, bringing the girls up when we're down, trying to make the team the best it can be on the field.
Well, I think this is going to play right into what I'm going to ask you next, but this season has been and is shaping up as a really great one for Jewel Soccer. And what's led to that?
I think a lot of things have led to that. I think I would give a little bit of credit to our seniors. We kind of came in the spring and said, hey, we're going to change things up. We are going to keep each other accountable. We are not going to let anyone just kind of slide by.
Okay.
We're all going to be working hard, giving 110% on the field, off the field, in the classroom, but also like yesterday, for instance, I came down to the weight room and there was 6 other teammates going on a run. That's never happened before. We had an off day, and half the team was running.
Right. You get back off a road trip, and now you're going to be home for the weekend. And I've asked this a lot, because you're a student and you're getting ready to graduate and all that kind of stuff. How do road trips affect your studies? In other words, how does the academics and athletics get along together?
So some weeks are tougher than others.
I can imagine.
So with last weekend, we're actually coming back into the beginning of fall break this week, which is a good thing because we're going to be off, but also most of us have midterms.
Sure.
So we were traveling before midterms, so that was always rough. But being in St. Louis this weekend, we had a lot of downtime to study. You have to prioritize. You have to know what you have to do. A lot of the time, I sit down on Wednesday and Thursday nights before we travel and do most of my weekend homework.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You were telling me before that you plan to be a lawyer when you are done with Jewel. What kind of law and what attracts you to the law?
So I want to be a child defense attorney, and I kind of just recently made this decision based on a lot of things, but I just really want to help people, and children have a really special place in my heart. Right.
Your sister is now on the team. She is a freshman. What's the story behind her coming to Jewel?
So this past, I guess 2 years ago, she decided she wanted to play soccer in college, and I took her out to Colorado and took her on all these road trips to figure out where she wanted to go. And in the end, when she got her offer from Jewel, I just kind of stepped back and was like, crossing my fingers. I was hoping she would come here, but I didn't want to influence her decision in any way. and at the end of the day, she decided to come play, and it's been really cool. We've been able to grow closer than we ever have before.
Right, that's really neat. That's great. It's great to kind of grow up and see each other as adults too.
Yeah. It's been really cool because we've been away 3 years and then come back, and now I told her the other day I've seen her more in the past 2 weeks than I did 3 years.
Of course. Okay, Ireland is her name. Aspen is your name. Those are colorful names.
Yes.
Is there a story behind that?
No, not really. Basically, my parents love skiing.
Okay.
And they were going to name me after my grandma. My first name was actually supposed to be after my dad's mom. And they were just kind of sitting in the hospital waiting for me to be born. And my dad was flipping through a magazine. He was like, Aspen seems like such a cool name. So they named me Aspen. And then there was like some type of like Hollywood star that named their little girl Ireland. Okay. And then it just kind of grew from there.
Do you have other siblings?
I do. I have a lot of other siblings.
Okay, and their names are?
Yes, we all have very unique names. It goes Aspen, Ireland, Holland, Boston, Finley, Park, Matilda, Bronx, and Tennessee.
I love it. I love it. Wow, that's very unique. What do your mom and dad do?
So my mom's a stay-at-home mom. Obviously, she has a lot to handle on her plate.
Yeah.
My dad is an engineer.
Okay, all right, and their names are?
Heather and Jeff.
All right, good. Well, it's been a pleasure visiting with you, and I wish you continued success in your season. It's been, like I said, it's kind of a special season so far, and maybe the best is yet to come. How would you like, what's your goal for this season to end? What do you visualize?
Conference playoffs. I want to make it like finals. I think at the beginning of the year, my goal was just conference. If we can make it to conference. But the way that we're playing and the way this year is shaping out to be, I want to be in the finals. Okay, well, we're going to hold you accountable for that. How's that? That's great. Hey, thank you for visiting. Thank you.
Aspen Hawkins, our guest, and we'll be back with the second half in a moment.